Good afternoon, everyone. It's Kirsten here for another Spa Business Break here on Thursday. So we are officially in spring. I know that some of you are still buried in snow. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for you all. Here in Victoria, BC, we are one of the earlier ones to see springtime, to see the daffodils have already been up, the tulips are popping up, we've had cherry blossoms already. I'm really sorry to say that for those of you that are still under snow and cold. But you know, today what I want to talk about is it's not really tactical as far as I'm not talking about marketing tactics. I'm not talking anything about that. Today I want to talk about you as a leader and you as a spa owner feeling like, you know, you're responsible for coming up with those creative ideas in your business. And I wanted to bring this up and pair it with the conversation about you know, working with the energies of the seasons. Now, I know this may sound a little bit woo-woo, but I've personally been practicing this in my own business for the past, I guess about 9 or 10 months now. Because the year before and the year before that, I was finding it difficult to kind of keep hustling, keep pushing through the strategy part of my business, coming up with ideas and pushing through sometimes during the year where it felt like a real push, like in the winter time, you know, coming up with those ideas for strategy within our business. But in the winter time, when it's starting to get darker out, we just naturally kind of want to turtle in. And last fall, I decided to, rather than constantly trying to push and hustle, I decided to go with the flow with my business ideas, with my business strategy, and incorporate a little bit of the seasonal energies that could go along with it. And the outcome of that was that it worked wonderfully. I got through, usually I have a very difficult time getting through late fall and winter here on the coast. It is very dreary. Basically, end of October, it just literally starts, the gray clouds descend, kind of like being in Seattle. The gray clouds descend and they never really disappear until springtime. And so I do find that my own personal energy, which of course is attached to our business, we are our business, I was finding my own personal energy really at odds with what I felt like I should be doing at that time of year. So last winter, starting with the fall, I started really harnessing the energies of fall, which was about letting go of things that don't serve you. So I started thinking about what in my business is not serving me. And letting go a lot of the shoulds that happen. I know that you have a lot of shoulds in your business. I mean, we're on social media a lot. We are in a lot of the same esthetician, spa owner Facebook groups, and we see all these great things that people are doing. And so we can internalize that and we can use that as inspiration. But a lot of times what ends up happening is it turns into shoulds and heaviness and stress when we're not able to kind of get rolling on that. So my first message today to you is to maybe start experimenting with the different seasons and what they're about and incorporating those energies into your business. So fall was about letting go what's not serving you. Winter was about, you know, planting a seed. Maybe it's a seed, like an idea. Maybe it's a niggling of something that you want to create in your business. Maybe it's a new service that you're thinking about offering. Maybe it was some equipment that you were thinking about bringing into your business, but you weren't quite ready to do anything with it. So when you get those ideas in the wintertime, it's a perfect opportunity to kind of plant it, kind of mentally plant it, and let it start germinating. Let it just kind of have a natural life cycle where you're thinking about it, but you're not like pushing through, okay, I've decided I'm going to get a new piece of equipment. Okay, now next is, I got to launch it. Next is, I got to market it. Okay, next is, why aren't clients coming in and you're stressed out? So in the wintertime, it's a really great place to just kind of plant the seed and just let it start percolating, start kind of getting into your brain, thinking about it, maybe thinking about how that might work out, but not really pushing ahead with it. The springtime is a beautiful opportunity to co-create with the energy of spring, which is all about fresh ideas, inspiration, and not just that, but I don't know if you find this, but most people find the energy of spring is all of a sudden you feel this forward momentum naturally coming, that you're naturally wanting to action out your ideas. You're naturally have more energy to bring to those ideas. So yeah, Shannon, it's very much using your own intuition for your business. In my opinion, our industry is dominated by women spa owners. And as women, we tend to be a little bit more tapped into intuition than men. Not to say that they aren't, but as women, we tend to kind of get those little niggling feelings, those little whispers of, this might be interesting. Why don't you try this? And so when we can honor our intuition in our business, it is truly transformational in our business. Honestly, it is very transformational. And this may seem like a weird disconnect from what I usually talk about with business and strategy and tactics. But the core part of my message for you as a spa owner is that I want you to be able to trust your own intuition about your business. I know that when you're in the thick of things in your business, and you got lots of moving parts, if you've got teams, that's even more to hold on your plate. And it becomes difficult when you've got all this stuff happening, especially if your business isn't systematized, if you don't have any, operation systems in place, any staffing systems in place, you're so busy putting out fires, you can't pay attention to your intuition. And your intuition has so much to offer your business. Your intuition is you. Your intuition is tapped into the why you are doing what you're doing. You're not doing it just to run around like a crazy person, although that's kind of sometimes where we end up. Your intuition is tapped in really strongly into your why. So a huge part of what I help with spa owners is to help them develop their own confidence in their business, but also to start trusting in their own intuition. So this is a practice that you can pick up just to start practicing that little niggling pieces of intuition that come up. Spring is a great time to do that. So spring energy is all about igniting and ideas, inspiration, moving forward with them. But, and here's the but, is that as entrepreneurs, we are great starters. We are awesome starters. We are an amazing idea people. The problem is that we get to the middle part where we've already had the idea, we've started sparking off some strategy, maybe writing it down. Okay, I could do this and we can do that, and this is how we can market it. But once we get to those action steps that in the middle's boring. The middle's so boring. I don't even like the middle. I love the energy of the starting, the igniting, the ideas, those first steps. I don't love the middle part. I don't love actioning it all out because it just feels kind of mundane. And so what happens, and I see this happening in spa owners' businesses, it happens in mine, what happens is we stall out. We stall out on that great idea. And if we get stuck in that stall out, then of course those great ideas, those inspirational moments for creating more revenues, creating more, maybe it's creating a niche that you really want to be in, it gets lost because we didn't love the middle. We didn't love the boring. So what do? I'm a big believer in it. We've got our strengths and our weaknesses, and we don't want to just always focus on our strengths because that's putting our head in the sand about our weaknesses. We don't want to beat ourselves up about our weaknesses because that's pointless. But what we can do about our weaknesses is create some supports so that although it is weak, it is not at its weakest. And we can put supports in place to be able to catch us when we're really tempted to when we're in the boring middle part of actioning things out, we can put supports in place that give us a little kick in the pants to be like, oh yeah, okay, I got it. So those supports, the easiest way to do that is, there's a couple of ways, but the easiest way is to set up accountability supports for yourself. And the first piece of this though is definitely to be aware of your pattern when you have ideas, your pattern for when you action them out, and the pattern of maybe they're not getting finished and so they never come to fruition. So when we as leaders, first thing is, as far as being a strong leader, is being super aware. So when we are aware as leaders, I'm here again, I'm in the middle part, I'm in the middle boring part, I need my supports. So your supports can be a spa business buddy. I know you guys do tons of interactions on Facebook groups for spa owners and estheticians. I know that you already have some connections with other SDs on there that you may have been corresponding back and forth on posts. Those people in the groups are possible, what would you call it? They're biz buddies, but they're kind of possible people to have in your circle of trust. And as entrepreneurs, we need to have people in our circle of trust. So maybe there's some buddying up that could happen in there. Why not take the first step, reach out? If you are finding that you're really connecting with somebody in some of these groups, reach out to them and say, hey, I love the way you think. I love your ideas that you put out there. I like your comments. We really seem to be on the same page. Would you be interested in having kind of like a spa business buddy accountability system? It doesn't have to be complicated. You can keep it on Facebook Messenger. You can do it by text. Maybe it's just checking in once a week, and maybe it's just, hey, every Friday or maybe every Monday I'm checking, hey, it's our check-in text. This is what I'm working on this week. And my goal is to have X done by next Monday. They do the same for you. You just text again next Monday. What did you complete? What's on the list for the next week? Excuse me. So it can be a really powerful momentum driver to have an accountability buddy. Now, of course, if you are finding that you're like, okay, you're on a timeline, you really want to get things done, you really don't have time to kind of source out an accountability buddy, or maybe that's just not the way you want to do it, you definitely want to consider hiring somebody to help support you through this. It's incredibly difficult to do all of this on our own. And at some points in our career, we're going to need help. So look at somebody like in the coaching industry, maybe you can find somebody who is willing to mentor you, but at some point you will need some professional help to kind of get you through some of those projects that you want to work on, but knowing that you stall out in the middle. So what's the bottom line? If you want the outcome to show up, you have to show up. That's all the way. That's it. If you want the outcome to show up, you have to show up. And if you know that you're weak in showing up in the middle part of actioning out your ideas and your inspiration, then you know you have to shore it up with some support. So if you are interested in working with me or wondering how that works to work with me as a coach, for sure you can send me a direct message and we can chat about it. It's no pressure to buy anything. We can just start a conversation. But I do recognize I'm the same way. I need somebody to help me. I have somebody helping me in my projects. So we just have to recognize where we need help and take it. Take it when we know we need it. All right, thanks for joining me on this spa business break. I would love to know if you've got some bubbly inspiration coming up for this spring. And I'm curious too, as far as, have you already noticed some of your patterns? Most entrepreneurs are starters, idea people, but maybe you're one of those few that just loves to kind of chug it all out and kind of just keep going, and you can finish it off. If you are one of those people, I bow to you. I totally bow to you. I'm one of those people that I need help in the middle. I need help to keep my ideas straight, not get the shiny penny, because the thrill of the beginning part of the idea creation has worn off. The flower has faded. So I know that that's a weak point for me. And I know that's where I've reached out for help with that too. So if you need help, reach out for it, whether it is a friend online, maybe it's a friend in your community. I know that Shannon is watching here. Shannon is an esthetician and a really good friend of mine here in Sydney. But we have a group of Esties here that we have bonded together to kind of form this support system for each other. We're kind of in different niches, but I know Shannon refers to Kathy, and Kathy refers to Alana, and we also have gotten together socially and, helped each other, kind of shore each other up when we're feeling down, low, frustrated, something's blown up in our business. So it has been a beautiful, beautiful gathering of women entrepreneurs, particularly in the spa industry. So there's no such thing as competition, and I am very, very grateful that those women recognize that too, and that we've just come together to support each other as entrepreneurs. So maybe there's something in your community too that is local and doesn't have to be online. There's all sorts of ways of doing this. You're glad? Oh, I'm glad I've got you in my corner too. Thanks, Shannon. We got lots of love going on here. All right, that's it for my spa business break for Tuesday or Thursdays. My gosh. The week has gone by so fast. And one of the other things I wanted to mention is, if you don't already know, it kind of dovetails with what I was talking about before as far as spring energy and using the seasons to the energy of the seasons to kind of incorporate that into our business ideas and our strategy. I am co-founder with Shannon of a group called Island Sisters Rising, and if we have a Facebook page, so if you are take a look at that, and if you're called to, if you like what we're saying and what our messaging is, it's really just about women rising and what's rising in them. And last night we had a fantastic Soul Circle out at the Corona Yurt here in Saanich, and right nestled in the forest. And our theme was about spring awakening. So part of this conversation I just felt was still resonating really strongly with me this morning after our spring awakening Soul Circle, and talking about the spring energy and bringing the spring energy into our lives. And I just felt like it was a really relevant topic to talk about it with spa businesses. I know a lot of you guys are we all are. We're in the healing field, and we can't be in the healing field unless we're really tapped into ourselves as well. So it's all relevant. Okay, that's it for me. I got to get back to work, and I hope you have a great Thursday, and we'll see you back here next Thursday for Spa Business Break.